But of course, the best part of that movie is the freaking ending. I mean, this is one of the best endings of any movie ever. And to me, it's the best scene in all of the MCU. Because, I mean, this thing just sets the tone for everything. I mean, like, you got to think about all this. And I wrote some of this stuff down because there's so much that I unpack with this scene. So the whole movie's over and Tony's having to put out like this PR fire. And, you know, Coulson's in there and giving him the alibi and everything after all the stuff's happened. And think about all the stuff he's gone through, though, with this whole movie. He's still processing all of it. He kind of feels good because he's succeeded and he stopped Obadiah, but he's still processing the whole movie, and his whole change is still new and fresh, and his change of direction, and he found out Obadiah Stane, his longtime basically type father figure, is the bad guy, and all this stuff's happening, and then he goes out there and immediately gets attacked by that same reporter, the one that has already been attacking him all movie and he slept with.
Yep.
And you see him in that moment reflect basically on himself right when that happens. And he goes from being 100% behind what he went out there to do and say this alibi, like he was fine with it. And you see that start to change and he realizes just how cool being a hero is. And you can see him like kind of long for that, to be that character, to be that guy. He's gotten a taste of it. And he feels like that's a way he can make up for all the stuff that he's done to him. Because he's been an asshole and all this other stuff. So this was his one time not being that. And I feel like that's what he's kind of been looking for. Basically right from the whole cave thing. Once that all happened, that's kind of his whole arc of the movie. And he realizes that, and then he also realizes it can't happen at the same time, because, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D's here, and Stark Industries, and it's like, no, you can't do this. You have to brush this aside. But, you know, so he realizes that. So you see him get all defensive, and he's trying to convince everyone in the room. He's like, no, I couldn't do this. I'm not the hero type. But he's also trying to convince himself at the same time in that moment. And so he's about to go back into his antiquated Tony Stark character. And he pulls up the cards. And then he realizes in that moment that he doesn't want to do it. And he can make a difference. And this is how he does it. And you can tell he knows it might not work. And it might be a big mistake. Sure. But he just says, screw it. And then just says, I am Iron Man. And then it's just done, and it's just the best thing ever, because it just sets everything in motion. Just from there on, everything is like the foundation is set.
I think you're right. Like, I think that scene is more like indicative of everything to come, more so than the after credit scene with Nick Fury. Yeah, like, because it completely opens up that whole world. Like, hey, they're superheroes and we are here, and it's like. Yeah, of course, later on, Nick Fury is like, I want to talk to you about the Avengers, but right. Yeah, it all started with that.
The truth is, I am Iron Man.